Years after Jeffrey Epstein's death, disturbing allegations connected to his New Mexico ranch are back in the spotlight. In this time, the focus is on testimony involving Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman convicted for helping Epstein recruit and abuse underage girls. A recently released New Mexico Survivors Truth Commission report has brought renewed attention to accounts of what allegedly happened at Epstein's Zorro Ranch. One account, reportedly given to the FBI back in 2006, contains disturbing claims about Maxwell's conduct towards a woman identified only as Jane Doe 1. And these accounts are resurfacing just as New Mexico authorities are fighting the Justice Department for access to Epstein-related investigative records. According to reports cited by Radar Online, Jane Doe 1 said that after she was flown to Zorro Ranch, Epstein allegedly declared that she would be staying at the property. She claimed she was the only guest there at the time. During the day, Maxwell allegedly took her shopping, but in the evenings, Jane Doe claimed she was instructed to massage Epstein. Maxwell gave a demonstration. Jane Doe then gave Epstein a foot massage. Maxwell later asked Jane Doe to undress so that Maxwell could give her a massage. Jane Doe reportedly said she removed her clothing, leaving only her underwear on, before alleging that Maxwell touched her upper body. These are allegations contained in the survivor account. And the allegations did not end there. According to the same report, Jane Doe described another alleged encounter later that night. They later went to a movie, during which Epstein stroked and caressed her hand and put his hand on Jane Doe's thigh. Later that night, Epstein came into Jane Doe's room, sat on her bed, stroked Jane Doe's hair, and told her how beautiful she was. Another account included in the Truth Commission involves a massage therapist identified as Jane Doe 2. She reportedly visited the ranch over a period of 3 years and said she was eventually presented with a non-disclosure agreement, which she did not sign. Jane Doe 2 reportedly said she massaged Epstein, Maxwell, and other guests numerous times. She also recalled a reflexologist who visited the ranch and an alleged request from Maxwell that has now attracted attention. As per reports, Maxwell allegedly said, "If you have any more friends who want to come out, they have to be good-looking, pretty, young, and no hairy pits." Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence following her conviction on federal charges connected to Epstein. But renewed scrutiny around Zorro Ranch is now expanding beyond these survivor accounts. New Mexico Attorney General Raúl Torrez has sued the U.S. Department of Justice and Acting Attorney General Blanche, seeking access to unredacted investigative files connected to Epstein and Zorro Ranch. Torrez argues that those records are critical to New Mexico's ongoing criminal investigation. His office says federal authorities are withholding information that could help investigators identify witnesses, corroborate evidence, and determine whether crimes under state law can still be prosecuted. Torrez said, "New Mexico is one of few jurisdictions that still have an opportunity to hold Epstein's associates accountable or otherwise provide some sense of justice to survivors." And he added, "Federal inaction does not merely stall the investigation, it prolongs and compounds the suffering of survivors." The state's investigation into Zorro Ranch was reopened in 2016, and New Mexico authorities searched the property in March. Could information contained in federal records reveal more about what happened at Zorro Ranch and the people surrounding Epstein? The survivor accounts highlighted by the Truth Commission contain allegations that must be treated as allegations unless established through the legal process. But New Mexico officials argue that access to federal records could be crucial to determining the full scope of possible crimes in the state. Epstein died in federal custody in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Maxwell was later convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Yet years later, Zorro Ranch remains part of an active investigation. Nearly 2 decades after Jane Doe 1 was reportedly interviewed by the FBI, her account is being discussed again. New Mexico's Attorney General is now challenging the Justice Department, while survivor testimony has pushed Zorro Ranch back into the center of the Epstein story. For survivors, the issue is bigger than another disturbing headline. It is about whether records still held by authorities could provide answers about what happened and who may have been involved. Epstein is dead, Maxwell is behind bars, but the investigation in New Mexico is very much alive. And until authorities determine what those records contain, the questions surrounding Zorro Ranch are unlikely to disappear. The state's investigation into Zorro Ranch was reopened in 2016, and New Mexico authorities searched the property in March. Could information contained in federal records reveal more about what happened at Zorro Ranch and the people surrounding Epstein? The survivor accounts highlighted by the Truth Commission contain allegations that must be treated as allegations unless established through the legal process. But New Mexico officials argue that access to federal records could be crucial to determining the full scope of possible crimes in the state. Nearly 2 decades after Jane Doe 1 was reportedly interviewed by the FBI, her account is being discussed again. New Mexico's Attorney General is now challenging the Justice Department, while survivor testimony has pushed Zorro Ranch back into the center of the Epstein story.